do some tea. Some chamomile tea. Are you just like planning to fall asleep right there on the sofa? Yes, that's okay. That's okay. Would you like some chamomile tea? Yeah, it's good for sleeping. And if your throat is aching, I wouldn't wonder at all after such day if your throat is feeling a little off, if you know what I mean. Okay, it's still too hot. Yeah, I'm gonna put it aside. I did not put any honey in there this time because it's bad for your teeth if you're gonna wake up and drink some. So yeah, I also have a water bottle here for you. Just filled it. Some good, delicious water. Yeah, would you like some right away? Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I put it here on the side as well. The light is pretty dim, so we don't want it to be too harsh though, so I'm not gonna put on the lights, the room lights, but I'm gonna light some candles, if that's okay. I'll blow them out when you fall asleep. Yeah, don't worry. They won't burn you in the night. Okay. And the trash that goes. Yeah, they have a little bit of sand, but it's not strong, so you shouldn't worry. It's okay. It's just a little bit. And as I said, I'm gonna. There's some dust on the plate. Ugh. I'm gonna blow them out. Yeah. Shh. Eddie, my dog, is just walking around there. Shh. Do you, I'm gonna maybe turn the light a little more on the red side. I like it when it's like a pinkish light. Yeah. This is really chill. Okay. So do you want a shoulder massage? Because I noticed your shoulders were real stiff during the day, but didn't have time to be like, shoulder massage time it is, because, you know, everything going on. But now we have a little bit of time, if you don't mind. I could give you a little massage. Yeah, right before you lay down. Shh. I have this almond oil. You're not allergic to nuts, quickly so that I don't use all the oil on your left one. You know, I'm gonna go. Now I wanna move to your left shoulder quickly so that you use all the oil on the right one, right? My hair. Okay, so let's get back to your right one now. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do on your neck as well. Reaching behind her. Okay, let's do a tiny bit more because I can still feel some tightness, some tension in the muscles. Okay, good. package is like almost half full about, and there's normally 45 tissues in the package, so I would say there's like 20 tissues. I don't think you need more unless you're getting sick. Yeah. Okay. My hands are clean now. Let me put my rings back quickly. Okay. Now let's tuck you in. Yeah. I have a little pillow for you. Here. Yeah, it was there next to the sofa, but it's okay. You didn't notice it before. It's quite a thin one, not too thick. It's good if you sleep on your back. Yeah. But it's still very soft. You want to touch? Yeah. Soft. Very, very soft. Let me put it behind. Yeah. There. Behind your head. And fluff it up a little. Did it go there well? You feel it's feeling nice. You can change the position if you want to lay further down. Wait, I thought it would be really nice. I have here a little bit of a perfume. So, what do you think? We're gonna spray some on the pillow, and then you can smell it throughout the night. Yeah. So good, right? It's lemon and rose. It's a little bit fresh, but the rose brings it a little bit of that calming sweetness. Yeah. You don't need to worry. Is it too strong? Yeah, okay, good. Good. Let's get you a blanket. Okay. This is just a sofa blanket, not a proper bed blanket, but it's pretty warm in here, so I think you're gonna be fine with it. Oh my gosh. I think might be getting a little sick. I hope you're not too. No, it's okay. It's very comfortable material. Do you wanna? Yeah. Yeah, very soft, very soothing material. Perfect. I'm gonna take it here behind your shoulders. plushes for you. Would you like this? A big teddy bear. A very lovely one. He's called Mr. Jenkins. Yeah. So adorable and soft touch. Just try. Yeah, so soft, right? What do you mean? It's too big. True, the sofa is pretty small. But I mean, you could use it as a hug pillow. I'm just gonna leave it here. Next to you. On the floor, okay? And if you want his company in the night, you can do that. You can pick him up and just cuddle. But I do have a smaller one as well, so there is no need to worry. Shh. Let's put him there and here. Better size. Yeah, I understand. This one is called Maya, and she's quite a cutie, right? A very medium-sized plushie, and she feels very nice to touch. Go ahead. Yeah. So soft, right? So, I'm gonna give her to you. Here in the armpit. Okay. Shh. Now, you are looking like you need some head scratches. Head scratches, head scratches, head scratches. Indeed. So, let me oh my gosh, the dog just burped. also getting a vibe that some moisturizer would not be bad for your face. I just have Vaseline here, but hear me out. Vaseline is actually really good for your face. It completely stops the water loss from your face. Yeah, did you wash your face? You actually did. And you brushed your teeth too. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, your face feels really clean, but also kinda dry. Yeah, you have a little bit of flakes on the nose. And does your face feel tight? Like uncomfortably tight? Yeah, that means it needs moisturizer. Okay, so I scooped some out with my nail, and we are going to apply it on your face. You don't need that much Vaseline. It's really good. I put in your lips and I go like, yeah. I put some more. Go again. Let's feel moisturized. Yeah, I'm gonna put some on your neck. Okay. Shh. Tissue paper to save my hands once again. I need some Vaseline for my own lips. Yeah. That's how they're supposed to feel. Like, it's supposed to feel like, I don't know, like something squishy. Yeah. Like your lips are supposed to feel like fresh. squish, like spongy. Yeah, spongy. Yeah. Okay. Well, what if I read you a chapter of a book? Do you think you would fall asleep quickly? Oh, by the way, I'm gonna take the tea bag out of your tea. It's probably totally over-soaked. To trash it goes. Yes. Okay, I have this book. I can just start from the start. Does that sound good? Yeah, and read it to you, and you just lay back and close your eyes. Take a sip of the tea. Yeah. And I'm just gonna read this to you for a while until you fall asleep. Okay. Shh. Chapter 1. The Country Mages. It was a quiet country surrounded by rugged, forbidding mountains and hidden behind tall walls. Nobody from the outside world could visit. A baroque face shimmering with heat in the brilliant sunlight. A single broom soared through the warm air. The one guiding it on its way was a beautiful young girl. She wore a black robe and a pointy hat, and her ashen hair flapped in the wind. If anyone had been around to notice her, they would have turned to look, wondering with a sight who that beauty on the broom could be. That's right, she's me. Ah, that was a joke. Almost there. The high wall looked like it had been carved out of the mountain itself, glancing downward just a bit. I spotted the gate and steered my broom toward it. It had taken some serious work to get to this country, but I suppose the people who lived here had planned it that way, to keep people from entering by mistake. After all, there's no way anyone would trek all the way out here without a very good reason. I dismounted my broom just in front of the gate. A local sentry, apparently conducting immigration inspections, stepped up to meet me. After looking me over slowly from head to toe and examining the brooch on my chest, he smiled cheerfully. Welcome to the country of mages. Right this way, Madame Witch. Don't you need to test whether I can do magic or not? I had heard that anyone visiting this country had to prove their magical ability to enter. Anyone who didn't meet a certain standard would be turned away. I saw you fly in, and besides, that brooch you're wearing means you're a witch, so please, go on ahead. Oh yeah, that's right. Being able to fly in a broom is one of the minimum prerequisites to entry. Of course, they could see my approach from the gatehouse. How silly of me. After bowing slightly to the guard, I passed through the massive gate. Here was the mage's country. Novice magic users, apprentices, and full-fledged witches. As long as you could use magic, you were permitted into this curious country, while everyone else was turned away. As I passed through the huge gate, two strange signboards standing side by side caught my eye. I peered at them in confusion. The first sign What's with these signs? I knew the answer as soon as I looked up. Above the crowded brick workhouses and beneath the gleaming sun, mages of all kinds were streaking across the sky in every direction. I see. It must be a rule in countries where they only permit mages to enter. Most everyone's flying around on a broom, so very few people choose to walk. Satisfied with my explanation for the signboards, I pulled out my broom and sat on it sideways. With a push of the ground, I gently floated up into the air in a living demonstration of the signboard. So flying is the preferred mode of transportation here. And with that, I saw the mage's country as it was meant to be seen. Above the reddish-brown roofs stretched out like so much dry earth. Mages drifted through the air. Some had stopped their brooms to have a friendly chat, while others flew by with bundles of packages tied to their brooms. There were suspicious, witch-looking old women as well as children racing through the sky, vying to see who could fly higher. These people must live their whole lives in the air. It was really wonderful scene. It almost took my breath away. I joined their ranks, soaring above the country aimlessly, surrendering to the flow of air traffic around me. Suddenly, a sign recurred to the top of one of the roofs caught my eye. It was apparently an inn. I passed it without stopping and saw the word grocer next. There were others, a butcher and even a jeweler. As I suspected, life here was lived above the rooftops, and placing a sign on top of the roof must have been a common practice. Looking around, I saw that the roofs of most houses had a window built in that was large enough for a single person to pass through. As I watched absently, one of those windows opened and a man riding a broom flew out. So that's what they're used for. I flew around at a leisurely pace, slowly taking in the scenery until a scream came from behind me. Steadying my broom with one hand, I held onto my hat so it wouldn't fly away and turned around. Too late. Careening there toward me at a preposterous speed, like a screaming meteorite trailing a tale of tears. The person in question was already only about a rooftop away by the time I spotted them. Dodge impossible. I reflexively turned my upper body away, but there was no avoiding the collision. With a series of grunts, we tangled together and crashed into the rooftop below. The neatly lined tile sheared off with a clatter and crunch, and we finally came to a halt, just shy of falling off the edge of the roof. I saw a single tile bounce off the ground far below. Thank goodness there weren't any pedestrians. The angle had been shallow, and I had avoided a direct collision with the ground. Plus the strange person who had collided with me had taken the brunt of the landing, so thankfully I was uninjured. I clambered to my feet, brushing at a few reddish-brown shards of roofing that were stuck to my black robe. The teenage girl, groaning and looking around in a daze, she isn't wearing a brooch or anything on her chest, so she must be a novice. Are you alright? When I touched the fallen girl's shoulder, she opened her eyes. She was silent. It seemed like she was still struggling to process the situation, so I ventured. Do you have trouble steering your broom? Yes, I admit I was being a touch sarcastic. Looks like you've finally come to your senses, I said with a smile. She said and looked around again. What do I do? What do I do? There's no way I can fix this many tiles. Hey, now, how about an apology first? Oh, sorry, it wasn't a purpose, really. Well, I knew that. Anyway, are you alright? You flew in like a hurricane. Oh, I'm fine. I'm in tip-top shape. See, the girl said. A small rivulet of red ran down from her head. Her eyes very clear, and she had no trouble speaking. You are bleeding from your head. That's just sweat. Does your sweat always smell like iron? Well, it's wet. Okay, I get it. So just calm down a little. Yes, ma'am. I'm not sure why, but I already feel exhausted. Maybe it's from the collision. I had been planning to make the girl fix the broken tiles after a good scolding, but enough was enough. She was already a mess. Forcing her to repair the roof when she was in this state would just be heartless. Instead, I took my handkerchief out of my pocket. Here, have this. Press it on your head. Oh, but also, I'm going to put the roof tiles back now, so go take a rest over there, please. No, I'll help too. In your condition, if you try to help, you'd just be in the way. Go rest, I told her in no uncertain terms. But you're in my way. Okay. Like a stray cat, the dejected young girl sat down on the peak of the roof and pressed a handkerchief against her head wound. As energetic as she had seemed, it was clear she had pushed herself a little too hard. The very moment she sat down, she slouched over and collapsed. I can put off dealing with her for a bit. It's not like she's going to die from the injury or anything. First, let's do something about the disaster. Over here. I gathered magical energy in my hands. Instantly, a long, thin wand appeared in my grasp, accompanied by a faint glow. This was the special privilege of mages. We were able to produce anything, wands and brooms and other magical tools, for example, out of thin air. I channeled energy into my wand and set to work. It was a time-reversing spell. As the name might suggest, it's a type of magic that fixes broken things and heals injuries by making time run in reverse. It requires slightly advanced magical ability, but any witch living in this country should have been able to perform it. I'm sure it would have been difficult for the little novice out cold behind me, though. The The roof tiles began to move as I showered them with magic. The broken tiles stacked themselves back together and returning to their original places like so many puzzle pieces. After all the fragments had vanished and any sign of the accident had been wiped away, I completed the spell and turned around. Now it was time to fix up the girl. Okay, you're next. I approached the girl, who sat up nervously holding her head, and applied the spell. Beneath the gentle light, her tattered clothes mended themselves, and her injuries healed instantly. Wow! I could hear her mumble. It's nothing impressive though. Once you become a witch, this stuff is a cinch. After making sure that she was in good shape, I hurried over to pick up the brooms that had fallen onto the roof. I decided it was probably a good idea to get out of there before making any more of a scene. The girl apparently had more to say to me, but I threw one leg over my broom, halfway ignoring her. You don't need to apologize. Just don't forget to look where you're going when you're flying around on your broom, okay? Please, wait. I have to do something to make up for. No need. I'm in a hurry. Goodbye, nameless novice. And so I get back on my broom and flew away. That was the first chapter. It looks like you've fallen asleep and happily in the dream world. So I'm not gonna say anything more here. Just that I wish you sleep well and have beautiful dreams. Not that you can hear me anymore. Do you have enough of the perfume? Maybe a little bit more. It's not like you'll notice if I just give it a little spray there and a little one there. Yeah, it smells so good. I love this little bottle. Shh. Okay. Let's take our candles here and yeah, we're taking